Happy Bicycle Day, everybody.
Did you say bicycle?
Yeah.
Oh,
Those that know actually know what I mean. Anyways. So yeah, I'm doing a speech on meditation, and I figured I guess the best way to start out that speech would to let us all take a moment to breathe and center ourselves. So I have a quote that is by a man named Hermes. It's kind of hard. I think it's a quote that's been around for a long time, so I don't know if they know exactly who created it, but it says, "As within, so without." The practice of meditation has been around for thousands of years, and my goal in this speech is to give you a better understanding of how you can benefit from meditation, whether that be reduction in stress, getting you into the present moment, or just enhancing a spiritual practice. First, we need to address the problem of stress. We as human beings live stressful lives, and stress can wreak havoc on one's mental processing ability to think clearly. It is a complex issue to tackle because no one person's life is the same, so your personal struggles are not the same as the next person's, and vice versa. It is understood that our ancestors lived stressful lives, having to worry about many factors. For example, how they will acquire their next meal, or where they will find shelter, things today that we take for granted. But that does not negate the fact that even if we live in a modern 21st century, that we do not have our own problems to tackle every day though. Common modern day stressors include job expectations, such as always being expected to increase your workload output. Schooling is another, as all of you probably understand. Others include parenting, which I personally don't have any experience in, but my heart goes out to all of you that have to. And then, it's hard to take myself seriously, sorry guys. Society's pressure to have you look your best all the time and compete with your fellow man or woman, or just the push to always have the newest material possessions. I'll say it, it just gets to be too much. Now that we've addressed the stress factor, I would like to change gears, such as, and talk about being into the present moment as a teaser into meditation. When one gets into the present moment, like this picture has, as you can see, there's only a fine line that you get between the past and the future. So, when one gets into the present moment, this is where anything becomes possible. Being in the present moment, though, is not as easy as one would think. Our minds are constantly taking in new information. One thought immediately switches to another, and so on and so forth. How often have you found yourself not being able to enjoy something you were doing because in the back of your mind, you were thinking of 1,000 different things that need to be done? Being present with yourself and your surroundings is what can help alleviate this dilemma. It is called the present because it is just that. It is a present, a gift. That idea alone should open your mind. Flow is a common phrase we have all heard. Get into the flow state, so to speak. My younger brother does a lot of martial arts and describes the flow state as, and he quoted, a mindless state of instinct. In jiu-jitsu, two opponents compete with each other with the goal of submitting the other opponent. Each round lasts about 8 to 10 minutes. You need to be able to pace yourself, get into that present moment, and feel what your opponent gives you. Unquote. And it's fascinating to watch him. I'm not a fighter, but I do go watch him, even just train from time to time, and they start out, and the mat is completely dry, and by the end of the training session, it is covered in sweat. And they absolutely love it. And they take breaks, and they jump back in and forth. I mean, they'll take on, he's pretty small, he's like 135 pounds. He takes on guys that are like 260 and above. So he definitely has to know about how to be present and not overthink that when he gets into that situation. Meditation is a great answer to the problems presented. Truthfully, there are numerous ways to meditate, and I encourage you to research and pick one that resonates with you. In an article titled Your Body on Meditation, it explains, meditation helps clear your mind of unwanted thoughts. Also, it explains, quote, often people do it by focusing on their breath or repeating a word in their mind. And according to another article titled Heartfulness Meditation, The act of meditating is not a process only required of the mind. You can also connect with your heart. And the heart is extremely powerful from a spiritual perspective. And if you can get the two to align, that's like magic. I'm going to move on to the most common ways of meditating, but before I do that, I'm going to say, like, everybody's interpretation of meditation is different. It could be, like I know our classmate plays basketball here, that could be a form of meditation, but it's not just always sitting down and, om type stuff. It could be gardening, it could be walking, it could be sitting here listening to me, it could be basically anything that kind of just puts you in your happy place. And basically all I have to say is when you get into that happy place, sit with that feeling for a while and take it with you throughout the day. I love listening to music. Obviously I'm the goofy metalhead that dresses obviously awkwardly at times. And it is what it is, but play your favorite song and take that feeling with you for the rest of the day, even if you're feeling bad. Now on to solutions. As stated previously, the act of meditation is getting in touch with your breath while in a state of non-judgment to whatever thoughts come your way. Simply allow and accept them as they come. It is free and only requires a few minutes of your time to practice daily. It is a practice that the more you do it, the easier it becomes, and you will begin to enjoy taking a journey. You have to make it a routine though if you want to see results. So if you remember anything from this speech, let it be that consistency matters. The personal meditation I like to practice is, imagine you're standing on a freeway overpass and the car is zipping past you or your thoughts, and you can just let them thoughts zip past you, or you can actually jump into the car and sit there and focus on that one specific thought. But if you do jump in that car, you do gotta play with the thoughts, so be aware. Because sometimes it can have a negative effect. Sometimes you just gotta let it go until you feel like you're ready, I guess, to tackle that situation. For your first couple meditations, I would best advise that you just start small and set a timer for 2 minutes. And start counting your breaths. Most individuals like to count to 10. I like to pick 4 because it relates back to music, but that's just me. Pick any number you wish. As soon as your thoughts start to wander, resort back to counting your breaths until the 2 minutes are up. You don't have to start over, and don't judge yourself for doing it, for getting lost. I still get lost all the time. Increase time as desired if you so wish. I've never even made it to 15 minutes yet, so 10 at the most. Another form is inhaling through the nose and exhaling out the mouth, visualizing bringing new energy in and releasing old energy out. In conclusion, my goal for this speech was to plant the seed in your mind to meditate and let you water and grow it if you so wish to. Now go out there and give it a try today.